So it's time for the last quarter-final in the Supermarket Premium Lager Taste Test Championship, and I've tried to keep it so I don't really know what beers I'm testing on the previous ones, but because this is the last one I know which beers these are going to be. It's going to be the Asahi versus the Singha. Let's have a little look at the table. So there we've got the table, as you can see 3 beers are through. We've got the Warsteiner, which beat the Staropramen. We've got the Krombacher Pils, which beat the Korev. And we've got the Paulaner, which beat the Menabrea. So, they're the ones that are in the semi-finals. And the winner of this one is going to go up against, well, the Warsteiner, basically. So, it's Asahi, it's Singha. Let's not talk anymore. Let's get the beers poured out. And once again, I'm not going to know which one's which. But I will make sure this time I, well, put it up on the screen so you guys know if you want to. See you in a minute. There we go, beers poured. And, well, we can see they've both given a similar kind of head, like a kind of a soap bubbly kind of head there. This one's given a little bit of a smaller head than this one, but they're very similar, to be honest. Looking at the colour, I'd say this one is a little bit hazier than this one. Yeah, in fact, yeah, that one's clearer. You can see through that one better than you can that one. That one's got a slightly more of a haziness to it. Yeah, they both look great, to be honest. Not much more can be said about the look. This one's on my right, so I'll start with this one, going for the smell. So it's smelling fresh and vibrant, that one. Quite grassy and quite lemony. Smells a little bit sharp on the smell there. Smells very nice. Yeah, this smells good. Smells nice, it smells clean, it smells crisp. Smells like it would be very tasty, very refreshing. A little bit of malt in the background there. But up front I'm getting lemon, I'm getting grass. Right, let's try this one. So this one is looking clearer. That one's smelling a little bit more syrupy. It's smelling a bit different. That smelling a little bit dank. But not in that kind of sort of, you know, a pale ale kind of way. It's different, that one. That is interesting. That is interesting. That is interesting. Smell that one again. Yeah, this one's got a better aroma. It's got a nice biscuity aroma. This one is a little bit more stale, the aroma. Okay, which one should I try first? I'll try the one on my right first. So the second one I smell is going to be the first one I taste. So let's have a taste and see what that's all about. Cheers. So I'm not getting a huge amount from that one. It's crisp, it's refreshing, it's very nice, very pleasant. A little bit bland. Let's have a go on the other one. I'm gonna say a little bit bland. I mean, it's a little bit bland. It's not. It's got quite a bit of flavour, but I did have to hunt around a bit for the flavour on that one then. Let's have a go on this one. Again, that one isn't bursting with flavour either, but it's got a lovely, I'd say, creaminess to it, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's got a nice creaminess to it, a lovely kind of biscuity breadiness on it. There's a little bit of lemon. There's a little bit of grass. I can't remember whether I said this was one that had the grassy smell now. So going from one to the other, first thing I'm going to say is these are both belting beers. These are really nice. That one's drier. This one's a little bit sweeter, a little bit smoother. Eminently drinkable. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say they're similar. They're both of similar quality, I would say. They are very nice. I mean, I said about the thing about the Tyskie, how he got knocked out by the Asahi, whichever of these is the Asahi, and I said if like the Asahi I think get through, or if it didn't get through or something, maybe it's worth trying the Tyskie, giving the Tyskie another chance. Both of these are way better than the Tyskie, so there's no way the Tyskie's coming back. The Tyskie's going to stay away now. It's not worth it. It's no point. These are both better than the Tyskie. The Tyskie deserved to lose against the Asahi, whichever these beers it is. I think I know which one's which. Just because I think I know the profile about these. This is drier. The Asahi tends to be drier. This is sweeter. The Singha tends to be sweeter. And I broke the golden rule then, thinking about what the beers are before I thought which one I preferred. I'll be honest with you, I don't know which one's which. Either way, regardless of that, I am leaning more towards this one. It's more drinkable. It's got a lovely balanced flavour. It's got a lovely smoothness in the finish. That biscuitiness and breadiness on the finish. It's what swung it for the Warsteiner against the Staropramen, and this has it really nicely. It has it really in spades. I don't want to say too much about that because this will be up against the Warsteiner in the next round, and it will be interesting to see side by side. I mean, this one doesn't have as much flavour as beers like Warsteiner and stuff, but so maybe the finish is feeling a bit. I'm tasting it more because there's less flavour overall in the beer. So you never know when it's up against the Warsteiner. If this one does indeed go through, it may well, who knows. I forgot to say which one was which, but I'll put that in caption form again because I keep forgetting to, to say it in thingy. Oh, there's motion detector at the front door for some reason. Don't know why. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, that is really good. That one's nice. It's not as nice as this one, I would say. I'd say that one's got a little bit more flavour, but this one's more refreshing, it's more well balanced, and it's got more. I'd rather drink this one more. This one, I'm not a big fan of the finish. Finish is a little bit too dry for me. I prefer a finish that's slightly smoother. This one, the finish is really nice. It's got a really nice finish to it. So what I'm saying is this one's going to go through. I'm thinking this is the Singha, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking this is the Asahi. Either way, whatever one that is, it's going through. It's nicer. It's better. I prefer it. My own personal tastes. I prefer it. It's I say it's got a lovely smooth finish. It's got a nice little bit of a lemony bite to it when you first drink it. It's perfectly balanced. It's very, very drinkable. Yeah, and it's just really cold, out in the sun, absolutely amazing. That one is a little bit. I wouldn't say the word stale. It's not got like a stale taste. It's got a slightly more kind of rustic taste, but not rustic enough to make it interesting, if that makes sense. It doesn't taste quite where I want it to be, You know what I mean? It's not as clean. It's not as clean as I like a lager to be. This one. This one is incredibly clean. So there we go. That's my final thing. Let's have a see if I had any idea which beer was which, and let's see which one is going through. So we have our semi-finalists now, which will be brilliant. So I can't wait to get into this semi-final. Again, going to be done in a slightly different way, but I'll talk about that more when we get to it. So I was correct. That is the Asahi. That is the Singha. They are quite different beers, to be honest. The Asahi, it does say Asahi super dry. It is dry. It is a dry beer. If you like your beers on the dry side, then that's the one. That's one to go for. It's I'll put these this way around. It's really nice. It is really nice. I'm glad that I defaulted it over the Tyskie because it did give the Singha a run for its money. I know the Singha looked like quite a strong contender after that first showdown. But to be honest, this Asahi did give it a run for its money. It's a really good beer. I was really unfair to it in the first round. I clearly had a bad bottle. But there's just still something a little bit dirty in that flavour. You know, I like my lagers to be nice, clean and crisp, and it's not the only lager that's got a bit of dirtiness to the flavour there. Especially with these supermarket ones. I won't mention any names, but there are some that are still in the competition that I would consider to still have a little bit of dirtiness in the flavour. This one is super clean. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of beer that if you're on a night out and you find a pub that's got a really nice lager that you can just drink all night because it's got a little bit of something that the normal lager just doesn't give you, that's the kind of lager it is. It's the kind of lager that when you find that at a pub, you stay there. Basically, you stay at the pub and think, yeah, I'm going to drink this stuff. If you're a lager drinker, obviously. If you like other stuff, your pales and stuff, you might go elsewhere. But if you just want a good lager at a pub, you might go to a few pubs and try whatever. They might even have styrofoam in there. When you get a beer like that, you think, yeah, it tastes nice, it tastes authentic, it tastes a little bit rustic, it tastes really clean, really crisp, and you could drink it all day. And that's the thing, you see, Singha, really good beer like that. I'm thinking from now on, I probably would have a good idea of what the beers are now because I'm getting better at the flavour profiles of these particular lagers, and they are quite different, a lot of them, so that'll be very interesting. Krombacher against Polaner will be quite interesting. Because, I mean, well, semi-finals, 3 of the 4 beers are German beers, and although Krombacher's a Pilsner, and, well, yeah, and the Polen's a Helles, they should be quite different, to be honest, so I'm probably going to know which beers are which now, but I'm going to try and do them as objectively as possible, and as I say, I've got another way of making it a little bit harder for me to decide on which one's which. So, there we go. So, Asahi, I was very unfair on you, and for that I apologise. Okay, you are a decent beer. I will be getting more bottles of you, but for now, we have to say goodbye. Singha, my old friend, he's a big hitter, really is. Cracking lager, again. It's a little hidden gem, I think. It's a beer. You just see it. You just look. You see the Singha. It's next to the Cobra and the Asahi. And are there any others like that around there? I don't know. There's probably a couple more that I'm not thinking of there. That is near. There's that Sapporo one or whatever it is. And I don't have that much, to be honest. But yeah, there is that one as well. And you look at there, you just think it's going to be the same as like your Cobra and even your Asahi. But no, I'm sorry. Singha is a cut above. It's a really good beer. And that's all there is to it. It's a big hitter. It's better than you think it will be. Get yourself a bottle if you haven't. You'll be surprised. So there you go. That's it. Singha, you're in the semis. What can I say? Can't wait to do the semi-final. We're almost there. We're almost getting the winner. What can I say? To be honest, all the beers now, even with the Asahi included, with this one back in, all the beers are the best. At the end of the day, all these beers now that are still in the championship, including the Asahi, are the best. Okay, we're just splitting hairs now. We really are. They're all best in their own way. I mean, the Asahi's got a great flavour. It's lovely and dry. It's lovely and authentic. It's got a bit of a rusticness, which, you know, can be a good thing. I didn't quite fancy it in this particular taste test. But as I say, these are all brilliant lagers, especially for the price. But which one will I put on top? We will find out soon. But until next time, have a good one.